We live in the most motivated generation in history. We read books, we listen to podcasts, we watch videos on YouTube, and we have been inspired by some of the greatest leaders of our time. We know what to do, we know how to eat, we know how to move, and we know exactly what habits will lead to our success. So let's be honest, we aren't lacking in inspiration or knowledge. What we're lacking is how to execute. According to Tony Robbins, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. And he's right. Goals matter, and most of us probably have many. But those goals don't create change. It's what happens next that matters. Hi, I'm Linda. Welcome to my channel, New Age Beauty, which is all about aging beautifully, mind, body, and spirit. At 76, I explore what's possible, what's worth doing, and how we can all exceed our own expectations for aging by shifting our mindset from growing old to growing bold and setting bold goals for ourselves. Today is about how to actually accomplish those goals. Mel Robbins tells us that confidence doesn't come first. You don't feel ready and then take action. You take action and the confidence follows. If motivation was enough, then all people who felt inspired would already have the results they desire. James Clear says it very clearly. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And people can have the same goals, the same intentions, the same motivation, and still get very different results from one another. The difference is simple. The people who have a system that supports them and supports their follow through are the ones that succeed. Science actually confirms this. It's not only about feeling inspired. Neuroscience shows that the brain changes through repetition, not intensity, not motivation, but pure repetition. A recent study in London showed that it takes, on average, 66 days of doing a task every single day to form a new habit. Each repeated action strengthens a neural pathway, and when progress is tracked, when tasks are completed and checked off, the brain releases dopamine, and that dopamine reinforces the behavior, and that makes it more likely that you're going to repeat it. This isn't willpower, it's biology. And once you understand that change is biological, you start looking for systems that work with your brain as opposed to against it. This is not just theory for me. At 67, my life changed in a single moment. I couldn't make it up a set of stairs while showing properties in my real estate business. And I knew instantly that my life was on a downward spiral. I can still feel it so vividly after 10 years. I felt like I was running out of time to fix what wasn't working anymore. And what wasn't working anymore was me. I was about 20 pounds overweight. I was losing strength. I was losing vitality. And yet I still had so many dreams and so many goals. And I still wanted so much more from life. Well, that fear became my inspiration, and it was powerful. I looked back at my life at all the times that I had tried and failed repeatedly. I would get all inspired, I would set big goals, and then I would watch them dissolve within days. They just felt overwhelming. So I gave up, and every time I did that, I felt disappointed in myself. So this time I knew it had to be different. Instead of relying on inspiration, I turned to logic. I realized that inspiration is really just a vision, and vision alone doesn't change anything. We all hear about creating vision boards, which I think are great, but you still need to have a path towards how you're going to get there. So I started out by setting a few non-negotiable goals, starting with getting physically strong. And then I added some very bold goals on top of it, like wanting to look great in a fitted cocktail dress without having to wear Spanx. I found videos on YouTube that showed me different routines that I felt that I could do long term and commit to. And then I stopped thinking about it and I just did it. To lose weight, I went back to what I had learned worked for me, and that was a low carb diet. I got out of my own way and I created simple daily rituals that focused on gradual progress. This part really matters. I removed the sense of urgency. I stopped telling myself it had to happen fast. Steady, continual progress became the goal, and over time, everything. I went from a size 12 to a size 2. I became very strong, fit, and I changed how I felt about myself. I did work on my aesthetics, both at home and professionally. And yes, since many of you asked, I did have some facial surgery almost 13 years ago. But what really, truly transformed me was gaining strength, power, and physical vitality. I feel more powerful and confident now at 76 than ever before in my life. I'm going to link a video here that has my full transformation story on it, and I'll put it at the end of this video too, in case you'd like to learn more. Looking back on it now, I see that one thing mattered more than anything, and that was removing daily decision making. I went one day at a time, stopped overthinking, no excuses, no indecision, just consistency. And that changed the entire trajectory of my life. So if you're thinking, I need this right now, then you are on the right channel. I hope you will subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a like. Maybe share this with someone you know who could use it. And give me a hype. That's something new YouTube's doing. I haven't gotten one yet. That would be nice. And I'd love to hear in the comments, what goals are you working on right now? So what we're talking about now is where age actually becomes an advantage, not a limitation. We now have the wisdom to understand that extremes don't work long term. What does work long term is something realistic, supportive, and repeatable. We've also learned that success doesn't always come from trying harder. And we understand that maintaining your goals can be even more challenging than accomplishing this. And that's where I am. And that's why I have needed to find a system that will keep me on track all the time. In addition to real estate, I also have a background in creating apps for companies. So I decided to create something called the New Age Beauty Goal Tracker for my own self, but also for any women out there who'd like to use it to help accomplish their bold goals. It's free, and I'm going to show you what it does now. In fact, I have already doubled my own productivity. And my husband, who's been very ill and had a transplant and is now building up his strength, he's now working out consistently and he uses it religiously. And he's doing more now than he's done as long as I have known him. I've been with him 25 years now. Once you download the tracker and get it set up, all you need to remember is to show up every day. The tracker will remember everything else for you. So you'll know exactly what to do and when to do it. Your routines are scheduled, your tasks are ready, nothing lives in your head. When you open the tracker, you see exactly what's due today, no more, no less. And as you complete a task, you check it off. And that small action matters. It gives your brain proof of progress, and that's what keeps you going. You can track your weight and watch it change over time. You can compare photos and notice differences that you might otherwise miss. Progress stops being abstract and it becomes visible to you and your brain. And that visibility changes how you feel and it motivates you to keep going. You're not guessing if you're getting closer. You're watching it actually happen day by day, check by check. Just show up and the tracker will show you the path forward. So you might be wondering, who is this good for? Well, it's good for people like me who are constantly multitasking and keeping a lot of balls in the air. People who have kids or caregivers, have different things going on in their lives to keep track of. Those who are on mental overload. And it's also great for women who are retired or people working from home where there's no structure. You don't have to do something particular at a particular time. In fact, this is something my husband has experienced. Now he has actually some structure to his life by using the app. Now I built this for women, so it's pink, but he's overlooking that. I'm going to build one for men soon. So the same system works for very different lives because results don't come from being busy. They come from being consistent. So how it works is routines are essentially repeatable tasks that move you towards your goals through consistency. You can create as many routines as you want based on your life, not someone else's plan. When you log in, you can select from 36 different routines, 12 each of beauty, wellness, and fitness. And each one comes with an explanation of what it is, what's the value, and what's the recommended frequency. You can create your own custom routines, as many as you want. And each routine has flexible scheduling. You can schedule daily, weekly, monthly. You can schedule based on the number of days between a treatment. System remembers exactly what to do next based on the schedule you gave it. So if you miss a day, nothing breaks. You just choose to skip it and it'll show up the next day. No overthinking, no restarting, no guilt. You can even upload comparison photos and add sticky notes, reminders, observations, or even links to reorder products. Everything related to that routine lives in one place, and you can also add quick reminders and one-off tasks like shopping lists, errands, appointments, work tasks. You can keep it really, really simple, or you can make it a full management system where you have subtasks and tasks and categories. I use it actually to manage my business now. And at the top of your dashboard is a quick add feature that lets you enter a task fast, even using your voice. It's perfect for those things you're afraid you're going to forget. Just enter it quickly so you don't have to worry about forgetting to remember. So the only thing you really need to remember is to show up, open your tracker, do what's scheduled, and that's how goals stop being overwhelming and start getting done. It's simple, it's foolproof. Show up and keep the promises you made to yourself. It's like becoming your own coach. The system is not designed around notifications or pressure. Most apps interrupt your day with constant alerts, and half the time you don't get them done and it's just stressful. And when you don't respond right away, your brain actually treats that as an open loop, creating stress and distraction. The New Age Beauty Tracker actually replaces interruptions with the simple check in process. You respond when you're ready. That reduces mental noise, supports habit formation, and makes consistency easier to sustain. Check in, see what's scheduled for today. Check things off as you complete them and just feel how good that feels. So you might wonder why it's free when I've invested so much in it. When I started this channel, it was to help support aging women by encouraging a mindset that elevates who you are and who you can still become. I advocate for bold goals, and any goals can be challenging at our stage of life because we're so set in our routines. I created this app to support my own life and to be helpful to those women who do want to take on new goals. I've really exceeded my own productivity since I started using it, so I know it can be helpful to you as well. So rather than just trying to inspire women to have bold goals, I want to help you accomplish it. If this resonated with you, just go to my website, newagebeauty.com. There's a link in the description box below and register for the app. And remember, real change doesn't come from listening. It comes from taking one step at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here's some other ones you might be interested in, and I wish you a bold and beautiful future.